Hello, this is Megan Orlando, and this is a presentation about understanding gender identity. So first, to start off, we ask the question, what is gender identity? Gender identity refers to how a person perceives themselves as male or female, a combination of both male and female, or neither. Why is it important for teachers to understand gender identity? In today's world, we're having somewhat of a gender revolution because it's finally becoming more accepted and common for people to express the gender that they identify with, even if it doesn't match the sex that they were assigned at birth. As educators, it's really important for us to be aware and understand the differences our students and members of their families may have regarding gender identity. So what is the difference between gender and sex? A person's sex is the anatomy of their reproductive system. A person's gender is their own personal identification of their own internal awareness of what they identify as. A person's sex and gender are not always the same. Traditionally, that's what we've thought, but that's not how it actually works. At birth, a newborn is assigned a sex based on their sexual organs, and then their gender is presumed based off of that sex. However, the assigned gender that we are given at birth may not be how the person feels or how they identify. Here are some more terms that are important for us as educators to understand. Gender dysphoria happens when a person identifies with a gender that is not the same as the gender that they were assigned at birth. So if somebody was born with the male reproductive system and assigned male at birth, but they feel like a female, or maybe like a combination of the two, they may be experiencing gender dysphoria. Gender expression is how a person identifies outwardly for other people to see. It's their outward appearance of their gender identity. This can be observed through their behavior, through their clothing, through their hair, and they may or may not conform to our socially defined characteristics that are traditionally associated with being masculine or feminine. It might lean one way or the other. It might be a combination of the two. Someone might not identify as either masculine or feminine. A person who is transgender identifies with a gender identity that is different than the sex that they were assigned at birth. For example, somebody might have been assigned female at birth, but maybe they actually identify with the male gender. Gender transition happens when a person goes through the process to outwardly identify with the gender that they feel internally. This can include changing someone's name, changing the pronouns that they identify with. Sometimes this can also result in physical changes as well. Gender binary versus non-binary or gender queer. So gender binary is the traditional classification that we have in our society of gender in two distinct forms, masculine and feminine. Non-binary or gender queer refers to a person who does not identify exclusively masculine or feminine, as traditionally in our society we have thought. A person may identify with a combination of both masculine and feminine, or they might not identify with either of them through their gender expression. Another distinction that's important is that gender is different from one's sexual orientation. Their gender is how they perceive themselves and how they portray themselves to others. Their sexual orientation refers to who they are attracted to. So why is this all so important for us as teachers to know? As teachers, we spend so much time with our students. We might be the people they feel the most comfortable talking with. Having an understanding of gender identity and the gender revolution, we can understand our students and help them. Thank you for listening.